Welcome back to the Did We Stutter Show, aka the Marianne and Rachel Show. Today's topic is superheroes, more specifically Batman.
Woo woo!
So this topic has kind of been emerging for a couple of weeks. And Marianne wanted to make a comment about Lord of the Rings. Sorry, I forgot already.
I hope you all see our Lord of the Rings episode. I forgot to mention two of my favorite parts: the elephants. That's what Sam says. The elephants, and also all the Legolas like badass scenes. Can I say that on YouTube?
Too late, you already said it.
And then two, those soldiers, the green soldiers with the souls that helped save Gondor. Yeah. They are good to have on your side. I love those two. I forgot to mention those parts, but then I thought about it. I said, Rachel and I covered a lot of things for 9 hours worth of footage. So just want to take a shout out, Lord of the Rings. We love you. Those are two awesome parts too.
I know you're watching, but you're not watching.
Hope you're watching. But let's get to one of my favorite superheroes. Is definitely Batman, Bruce Wayne, for sure. Like, where do we begin, Rachel? I can gush.
Do you want to gush, or I can be the more, I don't know, moody person about a bit objective? There we go. Because Marianne feels a little bit blind when it comes to Batman. No offense, my friend, no offense. So I never really cared for Batman. I don't really like the 90s versions. I've never really seen those. It's just too cartoony for me. I think when Batman Begins first came out with, what's his face?
Christian Bale.
Thank you.
Love him.
I was just like, it's okay. I think I got caught up in some fight scenes that were just too much talking, too melodramatic. I'm like, I'm done with you. So I stopped watching. But then I started watching it again. I don't know how it happened. I just ended up watching Batman Begins. I was like, oh, this is good. Fast forward through the fight scene I don't like, but I got it. I appreciate Batman. I was like, I want to see the rest. I went to visit Marianne. We saw the rest. I was like, Batman, I like you, but Spider-Man is still better. I think.
Oh, that's so funny. So my history with Batman starts when I was really young. Again, I'm an only child. I watched a lot of TV, a lot of pop culture. I used to watch the old Batman with Adam West, the Batman.
Oh, the old school with the
pow and everything. I watched so many of those episodes. There was even a movie. I remember putting the movie in like the VHS and watching it on my own and eating chips, like a whole bag of chips, and just watch. And I was just
some things don't change.
Some things don't change. There might be some Cheetos right next to me right now. But it was just, I was so enamored, and I thought it was so cool to be someone during the day and someone at night. And I think I really like that duality. Like, do we all have a dark side? Or, I love exploring that
in the morning.
I don't. Lies. But I always thought that was really neat. Like, I think we've talked about it would be cool to be a vigilante and
definitely,
just
I want to
save the world. Yeah. Like, I think that's really, really cool to explore and to be. Like, who doesn't want to be a superhero? So I would watch the Adam West Batman. And then I also watched the animated series in the early 90s, which were really great cartoons, actually. I think I rewatched one like a few weeks ago of just like, I remember I used to love this show, and it was like a little dark for a cartoon, wasn't too cheesy, and like Bruce Wayne was very serious and ran his corporation. But I think it's really cool to have a superhero that doesn't have superpowers, which is why I really love Batman. He's just a really rich guy who has a
superpower.
But not like Spiderman, Superman, or Thor superpowers. Like
you said the way you said Thor, though.
I love Thor. I do. But like, he doesn't have like an innate super like fantastical power. Like, it's all within him, like in his soul, in his heart. Like, and he uses his resources wisely. I know you have a rebuttal, but I want to keep going. And I also watched all the Batmans from Tim Burton. So I love Batman Returns. I think that's just fun, a different way to see Batman, a little theatrical, but really cool. And then, I watched all those, even the Arnold Schwarzenegger one, which wasn't very good, but I watched all those as a kid. And then when Batman Begins came out, I was in awe. I was just like, this is the movie. This is it. I was smiling the whole time. I was counting down to The Dark Knight. I had the Dark Knight poster.
That's a good movie, Dark Knight. I like that one.
I love The Dark Knight. And even Dark Knight Rises, not as good as The Dark Knight, but still a great ending. Yeah. Still a great way to like tie the series. And I just love Christopher Nolan as well as a director. He made Memento, The Prestige. He's just such a great, just takes something so serious and like elevates it to like, ooh, I'm paying attention. This looks expensive. This is entertaining me. I'm thinking as well. So that is why I love Batman. Christian Bale. Oh, but I didn't watch the Ben Affleck Batman. I'm so sorry. Ben Affleck, you're a great actor, but not as Batman. I love how you have a second chance romance with J-Lo. Like, I love that. But you are not Batman to me. Like, Christian Bale will be Batman to me. And I know that there's a new Batman movie coming out, which we'll talk about later with our Pats, Twilight. It's all coming full circle in our show. Yeah. But anyway, your rebuttal, Rachel, would love to hear.
Oh, I'm calling on my hand. Well, thank you.
I'm calling on your hand.
So Spider-Man doesn't necessarily sign. So Spider-Man's my favorite. I like Tobey Maguire version. There's some debate about that too, because Marianne prefers the most recent fellow who's from the UK. He's not American.
Tom Holland is a great actor.
He's
and
a cutie patootie, but
he's dating Zendaya. It's great.
I cringe. Anyway, but he gets bit by a spider, not by his own choice. And so he gets these superpowers by default, and he decides to use them for good and to continue using them for good, even though he prefers to live an undercover life, just be a science nerd, go to school, get a good job. But he chooses to sacrifice his own personal comforts, kind of like Bruce Wayne, though. Maybe that's why I like Bruce Wayne. He also has daddy and mommy issues because they disappeared. So that's, so did Spider-Man. His mom and dad are in the
they
picture.
both have lost parents. Like Bruce Wayne's parents were killed in front of him. Mm-hmm. So he takes that angst and revenge to fight crime, which is great. I want to do that. I just don't have the resources.
So a bit more like cousins then. Mm-hmm. Okay, we can agree. Okay, I feel happy.
They're tragic heroes. They're tragic heroes. Loss of parents, the sense of fulfillment in their hearts and their minds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the tragic hero trope.
Can we say that both have bad taste in women? I don't like Mary Jane. I don't like Rachel. No offense to my name.
Well, Batman deserves Catman. Batman deserves Catwoman. Like, let's be honest. But yeah, they probably do. I mean, they gotta have some flaws.
Man, the most defining relationship in some cases.
No one's perfect. No one's perfect. Yeah. That's a lot to balance. Like saving the world, maintaining your identity. Mm-hmm.
Going to school at the same time and having a job.
Going to work. Yeah, going to work, going to school, and then maintaining a relationship on top of that. That's a lot of work. So there was going to be some pitfalls there, no matter what.
And Bruce Wayne has to make sure that he stays in shape and healthy and goes to the doctor because he's always breaking something. That took a lot of work too. Yeah.
But I love in Batman Begins how he tries to learn to be a criminal. Like he really does his research. Like he really wants to know to win. Mm-hmm. And to seek revenge and to feel justice, because the mafia guy tells him, like, you don't know, you've been handed the silver spoon. And he goes, okay, screw this. Let me give my jacket away.
Right.
Yeah. And he goes to like Asia and he just learns. And I love that part of the story because he really is trying to right the wrongs and do justice.
Yeah. Be one of the people.
To learn. Yeah. He definitely shadowed. Oh yeah, he did a, what do you call that in work? Like, a shadowing program, or he was very engaged, let's just say.
Yeah. So. And sometimes he looks so rough. I was like, man, Batman, Bruce, you don't have to take it to that level. So he's definitely committed.
He's like so George committed
in our Poldark episode. Committed.
And he's so committed. Like, and I love the Dark Knight, how he is I am a symbol for Gotham. I don't have to be good. I don't have to be bad. You can make me the bad guy here. Like some heroes can be bad or be turned badly to whatever works for the greater good. And that's why I think I love the Dark Knight. I know I'm going so deep and cheesy, but I really love that part of the Dark Knight. How, hey, let's save Harvey Dent, Two-Face. He was the White Knight of Gotham. He's the Attorney General. He was supposed to save Gotham from all the criminals through his law practice or whatever. But he failed because they lost their girl, Rachel, their mutual friend, aka, I guess Harvey's fiance.
Yeah.
And he grieved and he took revenge the other way. He turned to the dark side. So I love this like good and evil in a present day city, which is cool because it's like a tinge of fantasy. It's not like full on fantasy world building. But I love that like there were foils of each other of how do you take grief and revenge and
Yeah.
what do you do with it afterwards.
Right. I agree.
I can nerd out on this all day.
I'm running out of things to say. 'Cause it's not necessarily I like Spider-Man. He's so cute.
Well,
what
did you like what was your favorite part of the movie, the Dark Knight trilogy movies?
The Dark Knight trilogy. I'll probably scratch out the Bane movie. It's not a bad movie, but it's just not as
the guy in a
strong as the
mask.
other two.
Hello.
Yeah, plus
Hello.
Bane just he's like he has no limits into how evil he will be. And so when that happens, he's dead to me.
Yeah, holy biceps though. Like, wow.
Oh yeah, if I saw him in a dark alley, I'd cry and say, "Mom, help me."
Tom Hardy, you were fit for that movie,
right.
Even with your mask.
So I think actually I have a flashback of the middle one, Dark Knight Rises, because my sister and I went to see that movie when it first came out in theaters. And I drove us there. And that's the first time I ever got pulled over because on the way home, I didn't have my headlights on. So whenever I think back, I'm like, oh, I remember when I got pulled over for the first time. I saw that movie. So I think when the first time I saw that movie, I left the theater feeling kind of like, oh, that was a lot.
And a long movie.
The pencil scene where the Joker is with the other bad guys.
Heath Ledger, rest in peace. Amazing Oscar-winning performance.
He took it too seriously because I think that's kind of what led to his demise, unfortunately.
Most likely, who knows actually.
Yeah.
But the pencil scene, that was
yeah. So I kept playing over and over in my head, but I feel like it wasn't too overdone.
Yes.
I feel like that the point was really communicated that the Joker was bad, had no limits. He was just doing it for the sheer joy of seeing other people suffer and feel their torment. And so I felt like it came across really well. I didn't feel like it was overdone because I think you can overplay it. And it's probably because Heath did such a great job. Bruce really does grow on you, especially it's kind of like a joke where how could they not know that's Clark Kent, right? But it's like, how can you not know that's Bruce? Like, I think that's Bruce.
Because of his voice. Where are the drugs? He changes his voice.
He gets a little lisp. I mean, it's like wearing some little braces. Like my sister has I call her dentures, but she has a lisp. And so I was like, he puts on his braces and they don't know who he is. Oh, shocker. But and then the supporting characters are pretty good. Like the dude, the police commissioner. Gordon, aka
Gary Oldman, another excellent actor. Oh, he's so good in all his movies. He plays the good guy so like just a normal good guy. I'm just trying to do the right thing guy so well. Like it's so simple, his performance, but he does it well. Like you know Gordon, him from other people. Just I'm trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, average.
Y'all are making it hard.
Family man lives in town. Oh, what a town to live in. I also really like Batman's motorcycle. And so I'm like, I want one of those. The tires are so big too, it gives you a little more stability, and it's got some little guns and things. I'm like, ooh, can I come over, Bruce? Can I drive your car? Yeah.
So good. Oh man. Yeah, they're long movies, which gets you like invested in them, but they're not too long like Lord of the Rings, and they don't fade to black. But I do love the ending. I do like the ending of The Dark Knight. I mean, it's Dark Knight Rises, because you see him pass the baton to Robin, but I don't remember his real name. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, the actor, but I forget what name they use, the police officer. He passes the baton to him. Is it Jimmy?
Michael? Something
normal. But his middle name's Robin, which I thought was really cute. And, you think that he died, but he didn't. He's in Florence with Catwoman, aka Anne Hathaway, who she did okay. Mixed reviews on her because Michelle Pfeiffer did such a great job in Batman Returns. But I love that ending where he moved on. Like he did find peace. Christian Bale, aka Bruce Wayne Batman, and is able to
and a good therapist, I hope, for his like a physical therapist.
Physical, because you can't do that forever. That is not scalable.
It's not scalable. You're gonna be one giant bruise.
Yeah, and people will find out, and you're gonna get old too. Like it was just I think there's such a sense of realism in those movies.
Yeah,
and I feel like The Dark Knight created a whole genre of like dark, superhero movies. Like that wasn't seen before. Like it was
Mm.
all like Spider-Man, I don't think is very dark. I mean, there's
No,
dark elements, but it's not
right.
like
It's not
this
really.
like serious music, bold type headline, like it was a new genre that I loved. And I feel like it inspired so many other like dark genres that don't do it as well. The only one I can think of is Logan, the X-Men, the Wolverine series.
I never
That,
saw
that
that
was
one.
kind of there. It's so good. It doesn't feel like a superhero movie, which I like. It felt like a Western, but a good Western. And
Mhm.
it's a beautiful story about like
Oh.
the fall and rise of a superhero. But yes.
Question. So they're featuring superheroes like Logan, but they're also nowadays they're featuring the anti-hero, for example, Cruella in the
Yes.
Disney movies. How do you
Mhm.
feel about the difference of kind of a glorification of a superhero and the glorification of a villain? That's what, well, I see it as a glorification of a villain. Maybe you don't.
I have mixed feelings because I like reading about villains that fall in love. And I like that just personally because I'm kind of sick of the same old story, to be honest, of like, oh, the shining white knight goes for the girl. They live happily ever after. So, reading wise,
Mhm.
I love reading about villains. Don't worry, I have Mafia is coming, Rachel. I'm doing my research
We're
and I'm
overdue. The rent
reading.
is due.
I know the rent is. I know she loves. I love talking about Mafia, and she loves listening about Mafia. So Mafia romance books are coming, especially the dark ones. But for watching, like I wasn't a Cruella Deville fan ever,
I watched the
and
movie. It's not good.
and I have no interest in her. I do think it is interesting to explore villains. I think it's cool. It's different. I don't mind reading it. I wouldn't mind watching it, but I would definitely pick and choose. Like there was the Joker movie as well that was
Right.
by Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
I think it's cool, but am I a fan? Not really, because I haven't seen that Joker. I didn't because Heath Ledger to me was the Joker. You can pick and choose your adventures, y'all. Like that
There's
to
so
me
many
is it.
options.
There's so many options. But yeah, I don't. I think it depends on the genre, who it is, and if they are glorifying them or not. I think it is a neat idea, and it
Mhm.
is at least it's something different.
Right.
I feel like they're redoing so many things over and over
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
So at least we can look at another character and development. So I guess my answer is I'm curious,
Mhm.
but I'm not like yes when it comes to movies and TV. For books, it's a complete yes. I love reading about the villain falling in love. I'm kind of reading a lot of those right now, and I'm
Right.
comparing and contrasting which ones are the best.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. I So I've only seen like the Cruella one where they glorify the villain, because I say glorify because there's no ultimate message of she's bad. You might not want to do what she's doing, but they made it look really fun
yeah.
to be bad. And so with
Mhm.
the Spider-Man movies, well, at least I haven't seen the recent Spider-Man, so I'm so loyal to Tobey Maguire. His versions I feel like are the best versions, minus the third one, that's trash. And with the Bruce,
So trash.
so it was probably one of the worst movies I've ever
Worst
seen.
movies ever.
It was just too bad they really killed it. Anyway,
Mhm.
so I feel like with the Spider-Man movies, there's a message, there's a moral value you can take from it that is pretty eternal. Same with the Bruce
Mhm.
Wayne ones. Like Marianne mentioned, you have a massive tragedy, probably one of the worst tragedies, minus maybe having your health just be completely torn apart through something you can't control.
Yeah.
Then he overcomes that by trying to do good in the Gotham City, turning around for the better. And then that's a great message. And he does it all on his own will and his own
Yes.
dedicated to working out so he can do these things, right? And he has good money. Okay, that definitely helps his cause, but he can't help being born rich.
He
And
can't.
so there's a message there. And he also doesn't use guns. Like, well, that fits so many messages going on
Yes.
today. So if you
Love
glorify
him.
Cruella, who lies, cheats, and steals to get what she wants and kills puppies, I mean, how low can you go? And they don't tell you that you shouldn't do those things in the movie. Just make her look super cool. And if I, it's like, oh, well, maybe I'll do that too. I think some people can walk away with that message if it's not explained to you. And we know Disney has such power in the movie
Yeah.
sphere because they own everybody and their mom. So that's where I get issues with the glorifying the anti-hero.
That's a great point. And I think it's different reading it than
Mm,
watching it.
mm,
When you watch it, it's like, ooh,
mhm.
that's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
But reading it, it's just interesting to see the mind of the villain is what I'm interested in. And I'm like,
Yeah.
would I fall for him? Like, that's what I think. Like, what would this do in real life? Like, that's how I like to think when I read romance books. Like, would this work out really? No, it wouldn't at all. But I'm going to still read because it's a train wreck I want to watch or read, you know? But like, I think it is hard to watch those things. And maybe that's what we're entering into. Like, people just want to be entertained, you know, just for the sake of entertainment. I'm not that type of watcher, reader, consumer, but some people are. Like, they're just like, oh, this is cute, how fun. But you're right, some people don't have that emotional intelligence of like, that's wrong, but and that actually that looks like fun. Oh, I'm gonna do that. Like, some people will take that and maybe take it the wrong way. Because we're all different minds,
raised differently, different levels of desperation.
Different levels. But then again, there's a part of me too, like, if you're not into it, don't watch the movie, don't read the book, you know, like, but people are curious.
Right. So. Yeah. Well, I guess the larger discussion is what role is the media playing in shaping our values, which I think is the ultimate question that leads into why I think Spider-Man and Batman are valuable characters versus Cruella de Vil having a 2.5-hour movie or however long it was.
Not even the same genre as Spider-Man and Batman.
But similar ideas of people having tragedy. What are you going to do with it? Yeah. So
totally.
Yep.
We took it to another level.
Should we transition to Mr. Edward finding a new place in life?
Oh my gosh. Edward Cullen. Our first episode is on Twilight. Take a look. Is now going to be the new Batman, based, I believe, on the comics. I have very mixed feelings, but I always have an open mind. I do have an open mind.
Judge, you're a vampire.
Say it out loud, vampire. I have an open mind. I will probably watch it, but not in the theaters. You know what I mean? Like, I'll watch it. I think it's better than Ben Affleck. But agreed. Christian Bale will always be Batman to me. Like, that is such hard shoes to fill. But Robert Pattinson, he has a great chin for Batman. Great for that. But
he's gonna wear braces too.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of concerned about Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. Because I'm just not a Zoe Kravitz fan in general. Yeah. I'm a Lenny Kravitz fan, actually. I like his music. But yeah, we'll wait and see. I'm a wait and see, but I'm not like excited. I do love Batman being back in the hemisphere, in the world.
Like less than 20 years, like 15 years later? Is it a little more than 10. Yeah.
A little more than 10.
That's very soon, y'all. Because they're doing that with Spider-Man too. It's just like coming out.
You got to make money, Rachel. You got to. I know. Got to give what the people want.
Or tell the people what they think they want.
Or tell people what they think they want.
Oh man, what a mess.
Exactly. But what do you think of our Pats going into the Batman?
When I first realized that Edward the vampire was going to be Batman, I was just like, I got triggered as I say these days. I was like, how's that possible? Because he's just not a very good actor. Marianne says he's improved.
He's gotten better. He's
Like,
improved.
that's always something I want to hear. Oh, you've gotten so much better. That means I was trash before. But the themes of being a vampire and a bat, is that so different? Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. I think I saw the preview and I was like, oh, this isn't so I had to give it in my mind a rating of 2 out of 10, but then it got bumped to a 5 when I saw the preview. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, it has that dark element. I like the dark element in movies and in books. I think it's cool. It's awesome. So that gives it some points. But that movie would not have been created without Batman Begins. You know what I mean? Like, so we will wait and see. I love how you mentioned vampires. Because should I mention why I like vampires here in this segment? I could, or we can move on.
Does it relate? It's up to you. Another show.
No, we'll save it for another show because if you've been listening to our episodes, I do love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I do love reading and watching vampires as well. But I think there's some dualities to the vampire genre that I think relate to the dualities of superheroes, especially Batman, my favorite and top person.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, I
Just
just love
kidding.
him. He's a great character.
We love you too, Spider-Man. Oh, we just do that.
He's okay. He's all
Oh, ow, my
right.
heart hurts.
He's
Oh,
okay. I've just never been a fan.
he's
Just
a
never
little
been a
nerd.
fan.
I love nerds. Okay.
I'm a nerd, but nah.
Ouch.
Why have
She
a
didn't
nerd when
mean
you
it.
can have Bruce Wayne?
I don't know. I'll think about that one. You just like what you like. You don't like what you don't like. Or you're neutral, ouch, about what you're neutral about.
What's hard with superheroes is there's so many different subgenres of superheroes. Like I was telling, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get really nerdy. Like there's Marvel, there's DC, there's like different and those two comics are so different from each other. Like the themes, I feel like Marvel, there's just a million characters, to be quite honest.
It's true.
That it's hard to keep
Hello,
track.
Ender's Game or Endgame Nightmare.
Yeah. I love how you said it's not Ender's Game. Another great book, by the way. Ender's
Wait,
Game.
which one's the one with the Thor sharing his
Endgame.
hammer? End's Game?
It's how does it go? Avengers Endgame is the last one, and
Yeah.
the one before was something else.
Infinity Wars.
Infinity Wars. But like Marvel is just such a different genre. It's a more fun superhero, and it's really about the camaraderie of those characters together. And it's such a fun group, and they casted that really, really well. I have to props to the producers. Like, talk about good-looking people that you want to watch on TV on the big screen, and you want to root for, and they're fighting evil. I think that's a winning combo.
Particularly Thor.
Yeah, we love Thor. Of course, who doesn't love Thor? I didn't love Captain America. I thought he was kind of cheesy, but then I watched his movies again to give him another chance. And I really like Captain America's story.
Yeah, I'll have to give him a chance too.
Give
because
him another chance.
Captain America.
No, it is kind of
America.
cheesy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is like Captain America, I have a shield. But his story is actually like really interesting when I watched it in order, and his arc, like you see why he earns Thor's hammer. Like you see what he went through. He is the leader of the Avengers.
I have issues with the hammer sharing. That's what she's hinting at.
It was a symbol of him taking his leadership position as captain. So it's just an interesting.
I thought you get a tank in America or a fighter jet.
He has a shield. He got the hammer. It's like a good,
or
like working together.
Aircraft carrier. Thor's hammer, that belongs to him. This is birthright. Anyway, that's how I feel about that. Not my plot. I think it's in the. I don't read comics, so it might be in the plot from like long ago, for all I know.
Yeah, it probably is. My favorite part in Captain America is Winter Soldier. That's a really excellent movie. When he has Winter Soldier is excellent. I love Bucky. Sebastian Stan, huge fan of yours.
If you're watching, you're probably not.
Yeah, I love the Winter Soldier and that actor. But he's holding this helicopter and holding this building, and he's flexing. And I just remember with my best friend, we were just laughing the whole time. I was just giggling like, he's flexing, and he was really fit, and he's just like this. That's my favorite Marvel scene, because it just made me laugh so hard. But so you have Marvel, that's fun. And I love the X-Men, by the way. That's probably my second favorite superhero character. I love the X-Men, how it's the fight for equality and diversity, like real diversity and all that stuff. That symbolism I really love. We can do a whole X-Men episode. That's where even I watched the cartoon for that too.
I haven't seen X-Men the cartoon in eons.
Best long ago. Best theme song ever.
Back when cartoons were good.
When they were good, Saturday morning. And then when you go to DC Comics, which is Batman, Superman, I think Green Lantern, Aquaman, all those peeps, Wonder Woman, first Wonder Woman only. I did not like the second Wonder Woman. Ooh, you cannot wish in movies. It doesn't come out right.
I didn't see the second one. I saw the first one.
I think I told you not to. I was like, they just wish, and it's just weird.
Wish what?
It's like the story is about wishing. So you would wish something, and it just did not land well.
Also, superheroes, they don't wish, they get to work.
Yeah, it just didn't land well on screen. But I do love Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Yeah. She's so pretty. Mm-hmm. She's just so pretty. She just fits the mold, and she's good classy actress. She's classy. She definitely she is our Wonder Woman of today. But it's just such a different genre. Like, it is a little darker. I think you all know our feelings of Superman. Too perfect. Kind of like a fae, like our Corn and Thorns and Roses episodes. Just too perfect. I mean, do you like Henry Cavill but it's just too perfect, too
Yeah.
much. It's too
And
much. Where are your flaws other than kryptonite, other than a
right.
green thing?
Right. I agree though. I will say Dean Cain, when that was on TV, I was watching it. I think it was every Sunday at 7 or 8.
Yes, the Adventures of Lois and Clark with Terry
That's a good
Hatcher
show.
and Dean Cain. I used to watch that too.
We were watching it at the same time. We didn't even know it.
I know, but I still didn't like Superman, but I like that show.
It's a good show. Yeah. And then it got really bad when they found out who Clark really was. And you're like, well,
And that's all he has is that mystery. That's
yeah.
all his mystery has.
Yeah.
That's his storyline. Oh, I'm an alien. I came in
I guess he
here.
technically is an alien, isn't he?
He is an alien. And yeah, and here I am. And oh, I fall in love with a human. Oh, okay. And I'm just gonna save the world. All right.
Keep the rocks
Bye.
away. Keep the rocks away. A rock is near me. And he starts
Exactly.
melting. I'm like, dude, it's a rock.
Yeah.
I agree.
Totally.
I would
it's
sell
just
kryptonite on
different
eBay. You
genres.
could make some money. Anyway.
Oh my God. I don't think that's real.
No, it's not.
Okay,
good.
good.
If I'm on the TV show, I'll sell it to the villains.
Oh my gosh. So do you remember X-Men, like Wolverine? He has adamantium as his claws. I remember people were like, is that real? I'm like, that is not real. But I do remember is adamantium real? Let me look at the periodic table if adamantium is real.
Yeah. Kryptonite is not up there, people.
I do love how the effect of superheroes like cross into our daily lives. Like, this feeling of wanting to be, a hero, a good person, saving the world. I think that's something we all have in common.
Right.
And it's just fun to bond over. Like I always talk to people about superheroes, like they either hate them or they like them, or I kind of watched it. I think there's always like a topic to be discussed amongst anyone, despite your point of view, where you come from. I think superheroes is a fun topic, especially Batman.
She didn't mean it, Spiderman, but we can end it with this. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Fly.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Done.
I don't want to mind read. I don't want to know what people think. That would be crushing. How can you live like that? But flying? Oh yeah, tweet all the way.
Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be awesome. And like, you don't have to be on like get an airline ticket, go through TSA and security, just fly everywhere. I think that'd be so cool.
What about your luggage? Do you have it shipped there in advance?
I guess so. I haven't thought that far yet.
Or if you save so much money on a ticket, just buy your stuff there. Buy your clothes there because you save so much money on a ticket. Huh. Yeah. So cool. Well, leave in the comments, what superpower would you have if you could pick one thing? What would it be? And you can make really, really rich a superpower if you want it to be, because without money, where would Batman be?
That's so true. That is so true. He's so resourceful. So good. So good.
Thanks for watching, y'all. Like, comment, and please subscribe and share with your friends and family. Bye.
Thanks all for tuning in. Bye.